Hey everyone, how's it going? We are back again. Let me get this banner off the screen here. See our stuff. All right, we're back again. Booth 300, AAPM 2023 here in Houston from the exhibit hall. We're so excited. We have our next guest with us, Umar, with Standard Imaging. We're fully integrated.
Yes.
Last year was still kind of, we were in the process, but to chat with us about MR and what we're working with on the MR front here with SI.
Yep. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. We're super excited to be here in the exhibit hall. It's been a really nice day too of our show.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, it's not too hot.
Oh,
It's gonna rain today.
is it?
I think so.
Oh God, that's wonderful news.
Yes.
That's the best news I've heard all day. Yes, it's warm in Houston. It's been honestly like walk outside and you feel like you're in a shower. But the good side is there's so many amazing things happening here in the hall and around the convention. It's really been nice to see all the new tech and all the familiar faces.
Yes, absolutely.
It's really been a lot of fun. We've toured around. Have you gotten to tour around the exhibit hall yet?
Not the whole thing yet. I think should maybe later today, tomorrow morning. Yeah, try to do that.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. Say hi.
Yeah,
Dude.
absolutely.
I got a chance to make a couple of laps.
Yeah, I haven't been to AAPM in a while, so it's been 3-4 years now. So yeah.
Oh, it's been a minute. Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, I feel like this show is busy.
Yes.
I feel like there's such good traffic.
Yes.
There's been so many people stopping by the booth to say hi and to check out all the new things that SI's been up to. So that's been really nice to see everybody. And I know we've had our online audience here kind of stopping in and checking out our live presentations too. So really excited to chance to really be involved with everybody again in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
It's a lot of fun. But all that aside, I know we're here to chat about MR. So I had the pleasure of unloading the MR Grid Phantom when I arrived here in the exhibit hall. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, no problem. So I think kind of a background. I mean, so obviously the gold standard is going to be CT and CBCT for imaging, right? But MR is great for tissue differentiation, right? Much better than CT. So that's why there's more advancement in terms of using MR and RT. So, but there has some cons in it. One big issue with MR is distortion. Multiple factors. There's the B naught nonlinearity, inhomogeneity. That's the graded nonlinearity, and also the kind of the tissue susceptibility issues that causes distortion. So now, distortion is going to be dependent on the MR machine itself. Your different Teslas, the lower Teslas are going to be less distortion than the higher ones. But again, it's really it's very different for different machines, so that's why you have to characterize it. Now, most vendors will have distortion corrections, but we've noticed even with those distortion corrections turned on, there's still some unacceptable distortion happening in the field. So it's good to have some kind of tool to be able to analyze the distortion that you have. You can plan your treatment planning properly for each patient. So the phantom that we have is the reason why this one here. So it's a bit bright, but it's a large phantom. It's about 50 cm in diameter and 18 cm deep. So the idea is that we want to get something that can fill the entire bore of the MR machine, because most of the distortion happens in the far field, right? In the center is quite uniform. There's not a lot of distortion happening. Mostly it's less than 1 millimeter, but as you go maybe about 10 cm away from the center, then you get between 1 to 1.5 millimeter distortion.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is, what the phantom we have is, first of all, it has 9 planes, you can see, and it's made out of these spheres. They are 1.6 cm apart, and the spheres are 9 millimeter in diameter. And the phantom is filled with contrast, so it shows up really well, and it creates this 3D grid that you can see when you do the scanning. So that is, we want to create something that's really big, fill up the whole MR bore, and then you can see the distortion. Yeah.
It's a large phantom.
It is.
It is.
Yes.
It's large.
Yeah.
But when I've seen the MR images, and if you go to our website, if you're hanging out with us, standardimaging.com, you can go to our website and check out some of the MR images on there from the Phantom that really kind of show the whole image is encompassed within the device here. And what is the composition?
So it's made out of acrylic. It's an acrylic tank, and inside it is acrylic plates. So we have 10 plates. That's what plates nine things. So acrylic, and then it's filled with nickel chloride solution. It's 0.4 millimolar nickel chloride, and so the whole phantom is actually assembled underwater. Actually, so we have a big tank and we fill it with nickel chloride, and then we will submerge each plate. Now the idea is to remove a lot of bubbles. So there's some of the issues with this kind of phantom is bubbles. We want to see the signal from the liquid, and the bubble really kind of interferes with that. So that's why we use that technique. Just remove a lot of bubbles and seal it up.
Interesting.
Yes.
I didn't know they were built underwater.
Yes, in a big tank, we're underwater, manually remove all the bubbles.
Interesting. Okay, and then once it's sealed up, then hoist it out, dry it off.
Correct. Yeah, hoist that, dry it off, and then ship it.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, so that's new as well. Before we would do the assembly on site, now we can ship it.
Okay, innovation every day then. That's for a heavier shipment.
Not really, because
No?
the water content, the contrast content is not that much. Mostly it's filled with the acrylic. But again, it's enough to give you all the signal you need, and it's dependent of the sequence that you are using. And in fact, the distortion in the MRI is really dependent on your sequence that you're using. It's just the magnet that you have.
Yeah, of course. Interesting. So, when one goes to use a phantom like this, what's the first step to implementation for a program that includes an MR distortion phantom?
Right. So obviously, what they're trying to do is analyze the distortion, right? So also comes with software. So first you do is scan it, and then go through the software that we have, analyze the distortion that you have. So really, most customers are looking at the areas of concern. So areas where they have more distortion than others, and it kind of helps when they're doing the planning. Say, okay, over here maybe I have to, in these sections, I have to add a bit more margin because there's a bit of distortion. Because there's nothing you can do on this distortion. It's just how you strategize the planning.
See, that was my next question. How do you mitigate it?
Right.
If there is, but
the distortion is as is. I mean, again, you have the correction fact. There's a correction from the software for the MR itself, but any residual distortion, nothing we can do really. Yeah.
So the software provides a data set that's
Correct.
then
Yeah.
implemented into your planning program.
Correct. Yeah. Give you an idea. Well, okay, these are the regions that we're concerned about, right? And maybe for larger patients or for certain areas, maybe you look at margin plan accordingly for the areas.
And what is the rate? Like, how often would one scan a machine?
Yeah, so you wouldn't need to do it that often. I mean, I think most of our customers, they do it once a year. You could do it once a month, but it would be, for a large phantom like this, they would use it once a year.
And is this like read on treatment planning specific, or would this be something relevant to the diagnostic role as well?
Right. So yeah, we had some customers who wanted to use for diagnostic. I think I'm not very familiar with the diagnostic side, but this phantom is really specifically for RT. I think for diagnostic, I'm not sure if it's that relevant in terms of the distortion you see.
Sure. So it's an interesting thing in March.
Yes.
Forgive me. You see the images are not, to my eyes, they're difficult to read, but having the distortion fixed would probably make that a lot easier.
Yes. I mean, again, we have a lot of MR next now, slowly being adopted. So customers need to see and do the QA themselves and see where the distortions are.
That's very true. More and more every day coming online.
Correct.
It's kind of one of the forefronts of tech and things that are changing in our industry, which is folding in another modality.
That's exactly.
So there's a whole lot of learning and maybe some policies and procedures to write surrounding these events. So it's good to have a tool out there, a place for folks to kind of reach out and learn more about what to do with their MR units. Interesting stuff.
And also mention, so it's a 3D tank. The grids are 3D, so one of the issues with distortion as well, that's kind of through plane distortion, right? You're looking most of the time, you're looking at the axial plane. There's also distortion within that plane. So, with the spheres that we have, you can see, some of the spheres, are in plane or out of plane within the axial scan. That's kind of neat about it as well. Because some of the other phantoms in the field, they have these rods where it's this uniform diameter. So if there's anything in plane or out of plane, you can't really see it. So that's the benefit of the MR grid.
So it's correction on multiple levels.
Yeah. So you want to see all of them, right? You want to see it in 3D, really. Yeah.
Of course. Interesting. How long does a typical distortion correction scan take?
Yeah, it depends on your sequence, right? I think I've seen some as quick as 5 minutes. It doesn't take too long at all. Yeah, it's pretty quick, and you can use most of our customers just use T1 weighted vibe or get an echo. It's really sequence specific. I mean, independent. So that doesn't really matter.
How is there much of a training process that comes along with an acquisition like something?
Well, I think in terms of using it, not so much. But certainly having a MR physicist would be helpful.
Sure.
Because field there are MR physicists, but not that many. So not all centers that I've seen have MR physicists. But in terms of using it, it's very simple. Just basically load it up on a machine, make sure it's aligned, and then take your scan.
Yes, of course. Interesting tech. It's something new for us at SI, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, if you were at AAPM, I'll say come check it out and see how it is. I mean, it looks more impressive in person. I promise you.
We have it right up front on our reception desk. So as soon as you walk up to the booth, you'll see the MR grid there, nicely illuminated. It looks lovely. It's beautiful. It's striking. It really does have a striking appearance to it. It's great to see. So if you are in the Houston area, if you're in the exhibit hall here, do pop in booth 300. As soon as you come in the exhibit hall door, turn to the left. Can't miss us. You'll see right up at the front. You'll get to see the MR grid, and Umar's here to help chat about it further and go over all the technical aspects to the Phantom. We certainly appreciate you hanging out here and listening with us, and you as well. Thank you for taking time over here to share with our online audience about the MR grid. I know there's a few offerings from computer vision in the MR field.
Yes.
This being one of them. So again, if you're available, pop in and we'll give you a tour of the booth and show you those things as well. But we certainly appreciate you taking time to join me. I know I've seen you around the booth busy.
Yeah.
Like you've been bouncing around everywhere.
Good.
Yeah, it's been a busy day, and that continues now, I'm sure. It's almost lunchtime. Got an hour to go.
Yep.
It's almost lunchtime. Oh gosh. And then I think this evening there's a couple of events going on after the exhibition ends. So got some fun stuff to look forward to. We will be back here in just a little while with our next guest popping up, a little bit of surprise for you. So if you are out there and hanging out, be sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you're given an alert when we go live. And we'll have some more updates from the exhibit hall, AAPM 2023. We'll see you in just a little bit.